wow.
Okay.
I feel like that went well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah. Oh, yeah. I thought you meant like me telling you about the 4th of July. I was like, no, it didn't go well.
No.
But yeah, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. I'm with you now. I actually have something on my mind, so yeah.
Oh, good. Let's roll.
All right.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back for another episode of Red Wine and Chaos. I'm Ash, and that's Lar.
Hi, everybody.
We're back in the studio / laundry room.
Based on the heaping pile that's on the clean, of course.
It is clean.
Well, I don't know what's going on over there.
I came up here and I said, John, I feel like every time we record in the bedroom / studio / laundry room, there's always some sort of like John story with the laundry.
Yeah.
And so I said,
maybe he does it on purpose because he wants us to talk about him, and then he sends us threatening text messages like he did today.
Fucker. We'll get into that. So I said, I put all this laundry up here because honestly, if it's not on the bed, it's not going to get folded.
Right.
If I'm being honest.
Yeah.
So I said, John, all of the stuff on the bed is clean.
Yeah, because you can't go to bed till you do it.
Please don't add your dirty clothes to it. I said, but I didn't add anything from your side because I don't know what's happening over there. He was like, it's clean-ish, I think. And I was like, oh, fuck it. I'm just leaving it. I ain't even going to.
No, you're not going to do the sniff test? None of the
No, I ain't doing it. I'm not even messing with it.
I do think the socks are clean based on the rolled balls that they're in.
The cat's really been on a sock kick lately. I picked up 7 socks from outside my bedroom door
so
today.
They might even be dirty, but
there
just
might
rolled
be.
Up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Because those are her prey.
Okay. She'd be attack.
She attacks them, and then she brings them to our bedroom door and drops them in front of the bedroom door.
Mm-hmm. She's on a mission. She's hunting her prey.
At least it's not mice, I guess.
Yeah, no shit. Because there's plenty of those cats around that really do that. And I would not see. That's another reason why I don't do cats.
Mine just hunts socks.
Yeah.
So if you're missing socks,
I knew I loved her.
It's my cat.
Maybe I need to take Kitty home with me because I can never. You would be amazed with how many fucking mismatched solo pairs of socks there are in that small apartment. And I don't understand why. And then we just had this conversation the other day. Tim's like, how is that possible? Where do they go? And I'm like, I'll be goddamned. I don't know.
Well,
I don't know.
Bring Kitty over. She'll find them.
Yeah, Kitty will find them. They're probably...
Would they be...
They're probably like underneath the washing machine in that small little in there somewhere. I don't know. But anyways, no, there's far more. And then they're like stuffed in the back corner of LeVar's drawers or something, you know. So like all of that. I bought him all new socks and underwear before he left. So when he comes home, I'm just throwing all the rest of that shit away. That random shit that has all the holes and stuff in it that he tends to keep around where his socks are.
Where his big toes
every
just
single one
out.
of his pairs has his big toe sticking out. It's like, bro, does that thing get hungry or what's the... I don't understand.
Do you wonder if he like...
when he runs,
even if it's like he doesn't realize that he's even doing it, but he's like
rubbing it,
moving his foot in his... Do you know what I mean? And so like the sock is rubbing up against the shoe.
Tough to say. Tough to know. Could be anything with that kid.
Tough
I don't
to
know.
say.
I don't know. I miss him though. Miss his little quirky little antics.
Oh well, when he gets back, we should have him on.
Yeah, we should. We should do like a summer episode with him or something, and he'd give us the deets of how his summer went and stuff. Yeah.
So we're back in the studio today, and because John.
Mm-hmm.
Are excellent, just like top of the line. I'm not sure why Hollywood hasn't called yet. Executive producer.
He like pseudo threatened us. It wasn't like a direct threat, but it was like he was like talking shit, and then he was like, "I'm gonna remind you so that you don't blah 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 blah. I heard you talk shit about me about the EP on the last episode, so now I'm gonna make sure." So
he was like, "I'm here to remind you so you don't talk shit about me again."
No, we did not forget,
but we will talk shit.
Yes, all day long. I'll never forget to stop doing that ever in life. So, cheers to our EP.
Cheers to you, Red.
Okay.
Clink.
And what are we drinking?
What are we cheersing with? Because we missed.
I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Oh, and we're back on the wine, you guys.
We have wine. It's been a while. I was looking forward to it. I was coming here. Ribul Salze. Best I got. It's a Côtes de Bordeaux 2020 vintage. And Lifted aromas of ripe black fruits, violets, and spice lead to an elegant palette of silky blackberry and plum with rounded tannins and pleasing freshness. There's a little story, but there's a lot of words in here that I can't pronounce, so I'm going to skip the story.
Okay.
And we're just going to talk about the flavor palette, because that's what the people really want to know.
I think it's really good.
It's very good.
I
Very
can
smooth.
really taste those like bright fruits that they were talking about. It's very light.
I can taste the plums.
Yeah. It's like
Big time.
super easy to drink.
It's nice. It is it got a little spice, enough that not all of our fellow listeners know that I don't like super spice in my wines, but it's got enough that it's got a good profile.
Yeah.
But it's not bad. But it did give me a little heat when I inhaled it.
Yeah, it's a little warm.
It's a little warm, but I like it.
I do too.
It's a good welcome wine. And so it's not blasted hot out today. It's a little humid because we've gotten a lot of rain here in the last couple of days, but it's not blasted hot.
No, it's nice. It feels good. I turn the air off, open the windows, because we get such a nice breeze in this house.
I have no idea what you're talking about. It's like a fucking furnace in my place. Breeze. There's no fans. There's no nothing.
If you guys can't tell, last week you could hear the air conditioning in the fans.
I know. I was listening and I was like, oh my God. I wonder if that's what it sounds like on all my conference calls too.
Yes.
Because it's
yes. The answer is yes.
Yes, I have proof now. So note to self, I need to start moving over to the table to do that and away from the desk. So anyways, I heard that and I was like, Jesus Christ. But it is a good day for this. I'm giving it 3.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
And I'm giving it a 3 because it tastes really good. But honestly, I might have given any wine we had a 3 today because it's been so long since I've had just wine.
I probably would have given
that
it
I was
a 3
super excited about it.
based on absolute necessity and need for me today. I needed some fucking wine.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
want to take some home? I have 3 cases.
I mean, if you don't mind.
I told you I need to have a
Sangria. We need to have a sangria
We need
party.
to have a sangria party.
Like, I think it would be fun. You know those? Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Yep.
What are you thinking?
Like where everybody brings a sangria.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
instead of charcuterie, everybody brings a sangria.
Yeah. A sangria. Every recipe is like different.
I'll
or
provide
something.
the wine, but
Right,
you
and then
got
you
to
just
do
bring the
everything
other
else.
ingredients and then make it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sold.
And then an appetizer to go with, or snack to go with. Is that asking too much? Well, we gotta eat. We can't just drink wine. We'll be fucked. We don't have anything to soak it up. Nothing.
That's true. Sarah will bring us something, even if we
Sarah in charge of snacks.
even if we don't put it on the invite. Sarah would bring something.
I think that's a great idea. A sangria variety party. When are we gonna do that?
a summer sangria soiree.
Look at you.
Just a
going to the event
wordsmith over
planning
here.
business.
Just a regular old wordsmith.
All right, girls.
We're calling on you. I need to go through
I think
this
Sarah's the
wine.
only one that listens. Brooklyn does from time to time.
She does.
Not all.
I don't know about any
But
of
what
the
she
other
does
ones.
do, what she
She
does
shares
do
the
is she
shit.
shares the shit out of our social media.
Number
stuff.
1 fan.
Number 1 fan. Number 1 supporter. Sarah listens faithfully to the episodes.
And
We
she
do know
always
that.
comments when we tell her that there's a task.
Yep. And then I don't know about the other girls.
I don't either.
I don't know. Steph, I feel like is like the busiest person on the face of this earth.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know I'm busy too, but like I feel bad because we haven't seen each other in so long.
I talked to Steph the other day. I sent her a text and I was like, hey, are you good? You've been look quiet and I'm just checking in on you. And she was like, girl, I'm just so busy.
Sure, she is.
She said, this was like right before the 4th, the Thursday before the 4th. So like the 30th of June, she was like, I haven't been in my pool once this year.
That's crazy.
I said, Stephanie, it's July.
Right. And
she was like, girl, I know.
And they live at their pool.
I know.
In the summertime when they can because it's beautiful.
So you know the Fishers are busy
yeah, when they're not in the pool.
when they haven't been in the pool.
Well, Sloan is like the most all-starest softball player on the face of the earth right now.
I mean, I love it.
I know.
for her.
That's so amazing. I'm so salty that I didn't see a game. I'm so mad.
She's pretty dialed in. It's
Yeah.
pretty impressive to watch an 8-year-old do what she does.
Yeah, it's crazy. She's super, super talented. She's got a big, big future ahead of her in softball. And she loves it by the sounds of things and by
Yeah.
the looks of things from what I can see. So, yeah, she's crazy busy. Lauren? Lauren? Are you here, Lauren?
Hello?
I don't even know. Like, I know they're on
Hello?
vacation, but I
They
feel
were
like I
in
haven't talked
Philly,
to her
and
in
now
so
they're up
long.
north.
Yeah, there's just jet setting all the time. Georgia, we know we're not going to see Georgia in the
It's her
summertime.
busy season.
It's her crazy season. But I have seen Georgia. But I have not seen Steph and Lauren.
And-
I saw Georgia.
And Anne lives in a whole different state.
Anne lives in a whole different state. So it's just like everybody's just doing a crazy life, you know?
Well, we're having a summer sangria soiree.
And you don't have an option of not showing up.
It is non-negotiable.
No, we should make a invite.
Done.
Facebook invite.
Done.
Do
It's
we
non-negotiable.
throw out there like prospective dates potentially?
Yeah,
like
maybe we'll
what
do like a
could
poll.
work for you?
I'll give you 3 days.
Maybe we do that for my birthday.
Oh, fun.
Could be a birthday celebration.
It could be.
I mean, still have the summer sangria soiree theme, but we just, and I'll say, you all have to come. There's no choice. You can't back out because it's my fucking birthday.
It just can't be that Saturday.
Oh, yeah, you're busy, aren't you?
I am. I'm going to a concert.
That's right.
But it can be Friday.
That's okay. You know what? I might go to Chicago that weekend anyways.
Oh.
So it doesn't. Not, well, that's one of those days. May not the whole weekend, but we'll figure it out.
Okay.
We'll figure it out. What concert are you going to? Remind me.
Sister Hazel.
You're just concert. You're like not jet setting, you're concert setting.
I know, and I'm obsessed with it.
That's fun.
So John and I went to the Bare Naked Ladies, Gin Blossoms, and Toad the Wet Sprocket. And I'll tell you what, it was probably one of the best concerts I've ever been to.
Really?
They were all so fucking good.
That's fun.
Every single one of them. The
you were
bands
just in
were
your 90s zone.
Yeah, the bands were
Jamming
fantastic. I had on like jean shorts and a gray
Flannel.
tank and a flannel tied around my waist.
And you had your, don't tell me your you had your, did you have your Converse on?
No, I had sandals on.
Did you have sandals on? Oh.
Because they were lawn seats.
Gotcha.
And so I like take my shoes off and
Gotcha.
put my feet in the grass.
Were you wearing the sandals you just gave me?
No,
Oh, okay.
I was wearing a different pair because those don't fit
I
me.
came over and got a new pair of sandals
You're going to get another one too.
because Ashley's feet are too big.
But so it's Pine Knob now. It's not DTE anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And they're celebrating it's 50 years that Pine Knob has been open.
Oh,
this
is
year.
that
It's their
why they're
50th
so,
season.
because I've been seeing.
Yeah.
Did you see Carlos Santana
did.
fucking collapsed?
I
Wasn't
did.
it there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's unfortunate.
Apparently dehydration.
I can believe
And
it.
he's good to go.
Okay, good.
It was hot as fuck there.
Yeah.
I will tell you that.
Yeah.
But they have kind of like, since the last time I've been, it's probably been 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
And we went to Jimmy Buffett.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of things that are different there. They're really kind of like, so they have this whole, I think it's called the Treehouse Bar.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, it's where I took that picture that I posted.
Mm-hmm.
And it's up in the trees. Like you go up a deck.
Mm-hmm.
There's 3 different bars up there. There's
Oh,
seats.
fun.
There's a fire pit. There's, rails to sit at. There's,
Is it busy?
no, there was no one up there.
Oh, perfect.
So John and I just were like,
Chilling.
yeah, it was awesome.
Nice.
We had so much fun.
Was it just the two of you?
It was just the 2 of us.
Oh, how fun.
And we had a blast. And the concert was fun. And the acts were really, really good.
Did you guys stay up there then?
Nope, we drove home that night.
Okay.
Yeah, we dropped Oliver off. And we were like, nah, we ain't coming back to you.
No,
Pam,
bye.
we are out.
We are out.
Kid-free
Kid-free week.
for a week. But we had so much fun. It was such a nice...
I'm literally counting down the hours. We were talking about that this weekend. We were in Saginaw because some of the family, some of the cousins, like they were like just going all over the place doing all these things and because they're kid free and we're like, look at you, just out here living your adult life. You ain't got no kids. And I was like, Tim said that and I was like, less than a week, counting down. Like I'm ready.
Yeah.
So anyways, but
I was excited for it. But it was a nice way to kick off like
Yeah.
our kid-free week.
hell yeah.
It was so
What
nice.
better way than a concert. I saw Wiz Khalifa and G-Eazy are going to be at Soaring Eagle Casino in
I saw
September.
that, too.
I think that could be a potentially pretty good concert. I mean, it's at the casino, so it's
I feel like I think I've seen a concert at Soaring Eagle.
yeah,
I can't remember.
that would be a fun one. But
can't
I haven't been to
remember.
a concert in so long.
I fucking love concerts.
I know.
I love concerts. I'm really excited about that Sister Hazel one. Because I like them, but John like super likes
Likes
Sister
them.
Hazel.
And who
a
is
lot.
it? It's Sister Hazel. Who else?
Puddle of Mud
Puddle of Mud.
is the night that we're going, but there's something else that Friday before. I can't.
Who's
'cause
coming to Ribfest? I
That's-
saw that. Oh, that's the one.
That's Ribfest.
Oh, that's Ribfest.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's here. I was thinking you were back at Pine Knob. Again.
no.
Gotcha. So it's the Ribfest.
It's
one.
the Ribfest.
Gotcha.
Yep.
The best Ribfest in Vogue.
Hands down. Hands down.
Best birthday.
They were so good.
I went and got a sporadic tattoo that day, just out of spontaneous, just out of nowhere by myself.
I'm getting a tattoo.
When?
I think this week. if she has openings.
What are you getting?
I'm getting Ruth Bader Ginsburg's Descent
collar.
collar.
Yeah, you told me that.
With You Don't Own Me.
Oh, nice.
On it.
Yeah, you told me that. Where are you putting it? Did you decide?
I think I might put it on the inside of my arm.
On the inside of your bicep.
Uh-huh.
I like it.
Either that or like on the front. Like, right,
are you
like,
going solo?
Right above the crease. I don't know.
Oh, when are you going?
It depends on it when she has openings. I just sent her all the stuff and she said she works.
She drawing it up for you?
I think so.
Nice.
She works.
Who is it?
Her name's Brienne.
She did who?
Brienne Birdsong. She's really good friends with John's sister.
Oh, okay. Where is she at?
In Niles.
Oh, okay. So you got to go a little far. You gotta
yeah.
go a little ways to get it done. Nice.
But she works at a shop out there, and I tried to contact someone around here, the place where Eric went, and they never fucking emailed me back. The place
Did they
where
ever
Sarah
get back to you on our stuff? Still?
So the place where Sarah and Eric got their tattoos, they never got back to me. And I was like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? I even checked like my spam.
Weird.
So John was like, why don't you just get in touch with Brienne?
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Yeah. Huh.
So I'm excited to do that.
That'll be fun.
I'm really fucking sick of this climate. And I feel like I am such a feminist. Like I truly am.
You are.
And
I don't mean that in a bad way.
No. And I don't mean it in a bad way either. I truly am a feminist, but I feel like I'm a feminist who hasn't quite found my voice yet.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Like I do in my circle. I have a voice in my circle, and I have a voice if I'm having those conversations with people, even if I don't know them, you know, on here. But I don't know. I'm trying to find like an avenue and a lane, and because it's bullshit.
So that kind of led into literally what I was thinking about as far as topics and what to talk about. For real. And it was tied into that, but it's been tied into so many things that have been happening to me lately.
Okay.
And it's like, what has happened to us as the human race where there is just no regard for each other and just decency and treating other humans with respect? And you know, that is so much deeper, don't get me wrong, but it's like we don't even have, and it's not just us women, there's just so many people walking the face of this planet that don't even have basic human rights anymore. It's like things are we are definitely not progressing.
No,
we are I feel like just being shot light years backwards.
Yeah.
And I just think about some of the interactions that I've had with human beings lately in general, with their lack of respect for somebody else. And I said this to you earlier, just in talking about a different story. I am not a difficult person to get along with. I'm not somebody who, you know, you have to feel like you can't be yourself. Or,
yeah, you're not combative.
No,
you're not
I'm
confrontational.
really not.
You're not, you know, you're very respectful in the fact that, like, yeah, you have your opinion, but you understand that everybody else does too, and everybody else deserves a platform to have their opinion, and then let's talk about it respectfully as adults.
I'm like extremely respectful. The only time I'm not is when I'm like super disrespected. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm going to say more than 10. I'd say like 12, 15 years ago, I'd pop off quick, fast, and in a hurry. But it wasn't just for no reason.
Sure.
And I wasn't just out here just blatantly disrespecting other people. It's if you poke me, I'm going to bite you.
Yeah.
Now, it's like I've worked really hard as I've gotten older to be a more reserved, respectful, really thinking about controlling my emotions. But it's like, I feel like I'm being tested so much at this age right now.
Yeah.
That it makes me wonder. I know there has to be a reason, but I don't know what that is right now.
What an interesting perspective.
I can't explain it.
I feel that probably not on the same. No, I don't think I feel like I'm being tested in the same way, but like
in a different way.
And I feel that
because it is very tumultuous times right now, and it's like it's so divided. That's the other thing. It's so divided, and I read something on social media the other day, which social media is one of the reasons why it is.
Sure.
But I read something. It was a point that somebody made, and a girl that I am friends with on social media, and friend is a term that I use loosely. I know her.
Yeah, I mean, there's a difference, right? There's a social media friend, and then there's a friend.
You're right. She's a social media acquaintance, right? We clicked that friends button on there at some point in time. I think I went to the gym with her at one point or something. But the same gym as her, not with her, but the same gym as her. That's how I met her. But she had posted something when Roe v. Wade was overturned and all of that started it would really, really progress and everybody was really heating up. And she posted something along the lines of, we can have differences of opinion, but still be respectful and be friends. I don't want to lose a friendship over it. And I thought, and then somebody, interestingly enough, and I almost had to rock with them. I did. I actually reacted to their comment was, no, there are certain things that I can disagree with you on and us be friends and respect each other's decisions. But when it diminishes the basic human rights of another human being, to me, our morals and values aren't in line with each other, and I can't be okay with that.
So that's what I was gonna say is we can you like coconut and I fucking hate coconut. Mm-hmm. That's a difference of opinion. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's a difference of opinion, and that's okay. We can still be friends even though we don't like the same thing. But when you so vehemently disregard everything about a certain social group, race, gender, identity, simply because you want to, I have a problem with that.
And, for me, there are some exceptions. So, and this is where, let me clarify, because I have people that I absolutely love that are top people in my life that don't agree with me on everything, and especially on some serious issues. Mostly this one in particular. But here's my thing. I don't have to agree with you, and you may have a different outlook on it. Could be a religious reason, whatever the reason is. If you disagree with me and you're spitting hate in your arguments and you're stating incorrect and false facts and you're disregarding a whole nother human being's life and their choice and their right to be able to protect themselves.
Correct.
And be able to, when you are intentionally dismissing the life of, when I say the life, the life circumstances of somebody you know nothing about, and you're pulling statistics from a website. Well, this many percentage of abortions are done with this, and this and this and this. And you're like, really though? What would you do? When I say to you, and it's not that pro-choice means pro-abortion, it means
correct
having the right and the ability for, on a case-by-case basis, to be able to make that decision.
Sure, the two can coexist.
And knowing that it's fucking a crazy, ridiculous, difficult decision that somebody's got to live with for the rest of their life, but you don't know the circumstances behind it.
Correct.
So if you're a woman in your life that you loved, and there's one man in particular that I can think of that I used to work with, that is, I'm describing this person to a T. They spit venom. And
that's what I mean by vehemently. You go out of your way to disagree.
And you come looking to pick that argument. I know there's tons of people that I love that have a difference of opinion than me. It's the ones who adamantly attempt to disregard and disrespect any of the actual facts that do go along with that. And so this dude, and will say that they're in support of marginalized human beings and all this, and I'm like, man, spare me that bullshit rich white man who inherited mom and dad's money. I don't want to hear that shit.
Yeah, I
don't want to hear that shit. How are you speaking upon anything that you know nothing about, that you can't simply relate to? I swear to God, on my life, on everything I love, like, I see tons of people who comment on his stuff that's like, I pray for, he has 2 daughters. 2 daughters. I pray to God nothing ever happens to those poor young ladies, because what type of shame or guilt are they going to have to face at the hands of their own father based on a decision that, 1, could potentially save their life, or 2, something, a horrific experience that happened to them, that because of the aspect and the mindset of their father, that they're not able to make that decision because of, the pressure from him or whatever else.
So the other thing that I've been reading a lot about is like, when all of the, these, I'm trying to think of the right word. These extreme pro-lifers. Mm-hmm. I think that's the best way to put that. When extreme pro-lifers will then also say, because there's like extreme pro-lifers and then there's like absurdly extreme pro-lifers, right? Mm-hmm. No exceptions. It doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. It happens at conception. And we're done. Mm-hmm. Like, that's it. Mm-hmm. But then there's, the fours on the extreme scale that are like, well, but there's exceptions for rape and incest and ectopic pregnancies. Okay, but then you're still pro-choice.
Yeah.
You're at the end of the day, you're still pro-choice, right? Like, and I am a walking example of all of these things that people hate. Mm-hmm. My chart says I've had an abortion. Mm-hmm. I had an ectopic pregnancy that I did not want. I was on 2 different kinds of birth control. I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do. Mm-hmm. Right? I am, and I got pregnant. Mm-hmm. I got pregnant on birth control with Oliver. Mm-hmm. Like, hi, fertile myrtle. It's who I am. Okay, I'm sorry. But both of those times I was doing everything that you've asked me to do. Mm-hmm. I took precautions. Mm-hmm. I there was no intent to get pregnant. Mm-hmm. I had an abortion because I had an ectopic pregnancy. Mm-hmm. And the only way to save my life was to abort a non-viable pregnancy. Mm-hmm. However, if you picked me up and put me in a different state, or if this bill in Michigan doesn't make it to the ballot, if it were 5 years later and I were in this state, I could not have had that procedure. Mm-hmm. And I would just have to wait until it ruptured even further.
And pray.
And hope and pray that I don't die in the process. Mm-hmm. Well, and I asked John about it the other day because him and I, we have a lot of discussion about a lot of political things. Mm-hmm. Our views tend to align.
Right.
And so we were talking about it, and I said, I can't remember. He was saying something about, I think he was talking about exceptions, right? Like, well, if we were meeting in the middle, right? If we're trying to meet in the middle, here's an alternative, and here's not to ectopic, but like to this whole discussion. He was trying to give like a devil's advocate point of view. Mm-hmm. And I said, okay, but wait. I understand what you're trying to do. Mm-hmm. However, what would you have done if that happened now to me, your wife, and doctors are hemming and hawing because they don't know if they can treat me and still keep practicing medicine? Mm-hmm. What would you do if I am sitting there, clearly didn't want a baby, don't have a viable pregnancy? Mm-hmm. What would you do? He was like, I'd already been storming down doors. I was like, that's the point. That's why there is no, I feel like it's really hard to have these meet in the middle conversations because every circumstance is completely different and you don't get to judge someone for doing what is right for them. Well, in that moment, not waiting was right for me. It potentially saved my life. Mm-hmm.
And I saw like a clip from, it was some sort of politician on, I don't know if it was the Senate floor. I'm not exactly sure where he was, but they were talking about this entire, situation, and he didn't even have his scientific facts straight. He didn't even know what he was talking about. And that's the other thing. Like, you don't even know what you're talking about. You're over here pro-life, but you're a man. First of all, you don't even have the tools to to carry a child. And then you're going to stand over here and talk about ectopic pregnancies and say that they're viable. The dude didn't even know what he was fucking talking about. He didn't understand that you cannot carry an ectopic pregnancy to full term. He didn't even get that, and he had to have a woman unfortunately put him in his place. Because it's like, sir, you don't even know what you're saying. And so I know that we're, we got on this subject in general, and obviously, it's we haven't touched on it yet since the ruling has happened. We haven't talked about it on here yet, and we know how we feel. I'm sure all of you know where we stand because I think we've talked about it before. But in watching the division of just people in general, and some things that I've experienced recently, just the way that I have been treated by other human beings, I am just really like disappointed. Like I walk around like, and I'm not trying to sound doom and gloom, but I just have felt so heavy lately. Like, what is the, and I'm spiritual. I'm a very spiritual person. So I'm thinking to myself, like, what is the purpose here, God? Like, what is it that, I know there's something. I don't know what that is right now, but it's just like, what is happening? Because I like to think that, what you put out there in the world is what you get back. And I don't believe that, because I know what I put out in the world, and I've been receiving a lot of shit back lately.
Yeah. It's the blame game for me.
Yeah.
That's really getting on my nerves. Everybody else is to blame.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
There's no accountability. There's no self-awareness.
It's not, well, men should stop having sex. It's the women who should stop having sex. Because if the women don't have sex, then they don't get pregnant. Right? It's a blame game.
That would go over really well.
Right?
That would go really well with a lot of men.
And that's just the example I can think of right now. But I feel like that is the theme of what's happening. Everybody's just blaming someone else.
Yeah, it's easy to point the finger.
Yeah.
Right? And instead of taking accountability for self. And I truly like try to do the opposite. And so
I do too.
I am I really like think hard and long about my interaction with people, because I just have it's been a rough road recently, and I'm not understanding why. I know that the state of just society in general is heavy right now. I know there's a lot going on, and I know there's there's just this ugliness, and I want to be a positive person, and I am, I think, instinctively and naturally a positive person. But I'll tell you what, like, I don't want to be pushed to the point where I start reacting the same way that I'm getting from other people.
Correct.
For real, that's the thing that I'm worried about
what's coming
the most.
Next, right?
Right, because if you keep at me,
how much can I carry?
I'm a nasty motherfucker. Like, I'm not, but I can be.
Right.
And like, if I feel like I gotta go there, because it's like, how much you just gonna keep pushing somebody? I'm a nasty motherfucker. Like, don't. I have worked hard to train this thing on the front of my face. For real. I have. In all aspects. Personal, professional, and everything else. It's real. You know.
I know, and I'm not laughing at you.
No, I know. Because you're laughing because you know it's the truth. Because you know it's
just
nasty.
Right behind you.
Yeah. It's a weapon of mass destruction, if need be. And it's like, I'm really not trying to do that, and I'm not trying to go there. And even I don't even entertain social media bullshit where people start getting in debates and stuff on social media. But when people come for me and they comment on mine, I respectfully like dismiss it. And so what I have a tendency to do is, if somebody posts something I don't like, I just scroll by. It's the power of
novel.
What's
idea.
A novel idea? It's the beauty of like self-control. I scroll on by and I mind my business, because guess what? I may not agree with you, and you may be on some real bullshit. But the beauty of it is I can just pass by and pretend I didn't read it and go on with my life. Because really, at the end of the day, what is it? What is
that's
what does
your
that
opinion, and you're putting it out there for your opinion. And most of the time, people are not putting shit out there because they want to be combative.
But I'll say what, motherfuckers don't do this. Give me the same courtesy.
I know they don't.
They be coming for my shit.
I know,
and it'll be like, really.
I have asked you.
Go there with you.
I've asked you so many times that, like, if you disagree, like, respectfully
keep it
go
moving.
Away.
Bye. So then you just keep picking.
But
and
don't worry, Lara's got some girls that'll come to her defense.
Man, and they always do. Like, people just show up, because I do think that people who know me, the ones who do come to my defense, know what's deep inside me, and they're like, man, let me just go bail Laura out, because it's not going to look good. It's not going to be good. Because it's just, but and it's not even just all about this specific issue and this specific topic.
No, there's so many more.
I've seen a lot of ugliness in people lately, and it makes me sad. It really does. It makes me sad. It makes me concerned. What it makes me the most concerned about is what is shit gonna look like when our kids get to be adults. If that's what we're looking at now, like, I know I'm trying to hang on to hope, and again, I'm not trying to be a pessimist, but if we continue to go backwards, what the fuck is this shit gonna look like when these kids get to be adults?
So
that's terrifying.
I read something, and then, so was it last week? I think it was last week. Brooklyn, Sarah, and myself, we all went and signed the petition at the farmer's market to have abortion rights on the ballot in November so that it'll go on the Michigan Constitution, so that it's a protected right for everyone.
Right for the state.
Yeah, just specifically for the state. And so we went and signed that petition, and then we all went out and had a drink and some food because John was like, when are you going to be home? And I was like, I'm just going to sign the petition.
Did you know that John texted me?
No.
John texted me, and I knew what you all had done, but I couldn't go, obviously, because there was COVID in my household. And so... not me, but I didn't want to risk it for anybody else. And so John texted me, he said, are you with Ashley? And I was like, no. And he was like, she's not responding. She hasn't responded to me in hours. She's been gone for hours and she won't respond to my text. And I was like, and as I was getting ready to respond, like, well, if I had to make a guess, they went and got a drink or something after I knew who you were with because we had group texted about it the day before. I knew exactly where you were. And right as I'm responding, he was like, she finally responded. Thanks. I was like, it's rare that John looking for you.
I know.
So he must have been trying to get a hold of you, and you were just enjoying your time.
I sure was. Having a great time with my girls, feeling real proud of signing this petition. Yeah. But so we were having a couple drinks, and then Sarah left because she wakes up for work
because she goes to bed at 7:30 p.m. Because she gets up at 3:30 a.m. Yeah.
So Brooklyn and I went to a different bar and had a drink.
I get it. Now I know. I should have known.
And so we were talking about Oliver and Kennedy. Kennedy is hers. And how they're just so strong-minded and strong-willed, stubborn. They do what they want when they want. And we were talking about that, and I was like, you know, it's funny. I saw a video the other day, and it was some guy, and he was like, listen, I know it's bad now, and I know we're all worried about our children, but I'm going to tell you what, them babies that were born between, what did he say, like 2006 or 2005 and 2015 or something like that group of kids, he was like, those are the ones that are going to change the world because they grew up watching their parents not give any fucks. And they grew up watching people stand up for what they believe in. And they grew up watching people fighting against racial inequity. Grew up watching people fight for same-sex marriage and gender equality. And that's what they grew up watching. And he was like, don't worry about these babies. These babies are going to be all right because they're going to change the world.
Well, and I guess, that's a good point. That's a great point. So I guess that gives me a little hope because then at some point, these people that are older than us who are running this so-called country,
gone.
They're going to be gone. And there's going to be more people like us, our age, who eventually will step up there and be, but unfortunately, that type of hatred and bullshit and bigot bullshit is generational. So those people have kids, and those people have kids, and those people have kids, and they pass that shit down. So we're never going to be out of it completely, obviously, but that does give me a little bit of hope because I really didn't think about that. Like, they are absolutely exposed, which is a sad truth, but at the same time, I guess it could probably be a shine a light on the situation.
Absolutely.
That these kids are exposed to some real shit at a young age, and unfortunately, probably more than we were, because I can tell you right now, I don't remember any type of mess going on at like LeVar's age.
No, and
not that I can recall to them. And again, I'm from a small town, probably could have been sheltered a little bit at that time because there was definitely still shit going on in the 90s, and there was some serious shit going on, especially with racial issues in the 90s, but where I was at, they weren't talking about that shit. But
so
our life is very different.
It's very different. And I have a Pride phone case.
Mm-hmm.
It's rainbows. It says "Be Loved" on it.
I did too, but it didn't fit.
I know. I'm sorry.
That's okay. It's not your fault.
We'll find you one.
It's not your fault.
You kept the keychain though. So
I did it. I rocked that bitch all day long.
So I had my phone out on the kitchen table before we left for my brother's wedding in Wisconsin. And my youngest brother's girlfriend, Catherine, was here with her son, Sam. And Sam was like, "Oh, I really like your cell phone case." And I was like, "Thanks, buddy." And Oliver said, "It's for Pride Month because we should love everyone." And I was like,
"Yeah,
that's not something that I would ever have said at 9.
Right.
When I was 9. I mean, I did.
Right.
But I wasn't exposed to Pride Month at 9, and I wasn't exposed to women's rights at 9 and having the same kind of equality that, you know.
Those issues are absolutely way more at the forefront they were than when we were kids, and the access to that information is at the fingertips of that generation, which we didn't have. So there are some definite differences. So you're right. Like, I guess I didn't think of it. There's that makes me feel a little bit better because I'm over here like, God damn, if it's like this now, what the fuck it gonna be like then? But that does make some sense. It does give you some hope that it will improve and get better. But you would think by now that, like, understanding that some of the newer, like, gender equality issues and things like that, like, that's I feel like that's our parents' generation wasn't dealing or talking about that type of stuff. They weren't really exposed to that type of stuff. So that's more of something that our generation but racial issues or definitely is something that people in our parents' generation were dealing with, living through.
Yeah.
The worst and the height of it sometimes. And so you would hope and think by now that shit would have improved, and at least that. No. We out here still doing backward steps, still doing fucked up shit. Still now it's like the man who was shot, they unloaded 90 rounds on that guy the other day or
60.
Whatever that was, 60 rounds in Akron. Man.
I know.
It's terrifying.
Shit is heavy, and it's like, how do you...
It's heavy.
And it's heavy in your face, like the world... I shouldn't say the world. That's an inaccurate statement. The United States is heavy because I don't know what it's like in other parts of the world. Other parts of the world have gun reform. The other parts of the world have women's rights and abortion for all. Yeah. And I can't speak for the rest of the world. So I'm not even going to say the world is heavy because what I know
it's this trash ass country
is this country. Yeah. And this country is heavy right now.
Yeah, it's very heavy.
But nobody talks about or factors in that my personal world is heavy right now too.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's not so I'm carrying a lot of different weight from a lot of different places.
Right.
And it's hard sometimes. It's hard to wade through your day because it's like just when I think the political climate is like, I don't know, maybe the Supreme Court's going to just take a fucking sabbatical for a couple weeks, right? And like give me some rest there. Then my personal world gets heavy.
Yeah.
And when my personal world takes a break, they fucking tell women that they can't have a medical procedure.
Yeah.
Because let's just break it down. Like that's what abortion is. It's just a medical procedure.
Yeah.
It's no different than anything else. It's a fucking medical procedure. And once people start looking at it that way, maybe it'll change. But like it's just constantly bouncing.
And at the end of the day, the majority of the reason why pro-life is what it is because that's a belief. That's a religious belief. Truly.
Correct.
The majority of the time. So religion is a choice.
Have that.
But don't tell me how to do mine. How
don't
to live
dictate my life because
don't
of your
my life
religion.
by law. Now you're not. Now there's no separation of church and state. Now you're making laws based on religion.
And not everybody has the same religion.
Not everybody has the same fucking religion. So it's a problem. It's a motherfucking problem. There's a lot of goddamn problems right now. And it sucks. It sucks. And even the stuff that's weighing on me from this week don't have nothing to do with any of that shit. It don't even have
That's what I mean.
And so, yeah. So
your
it's
personal world gets heavy.
So I just look around and I'm like, there's a lot of dickheads out here. For real. And it's like...
Does no one listen to the podcast? Fuck.
And I truly believe that it takes more effort to be a fucking piece of shit asshole
1,000%.
than it does to be a decent human being. It really doesn't. It really doesn't. Unless you're just
a lot less effort to scroll on by.
Unless you're just evil. Because there are people out there that are. But I don't think that most people are. There are some just innately evil people. But I think that some people just do it because they're doing it to prove a point. They want to argue.
It fuels them in some way, shape, or form.
And that's a mental illness, folks. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. For real, it is. You motherfuckers who get off on that shit, who get off on making other people miserable or trying to bring bullshit to other people's lives or trying to stomp on somebody and make them feel bad because you feel bad. Oh, I feel bad, so I'm going to make you feel bad too. I got to take this and I got to take this negative energy and I'm going to transcend it on somebody else because that's going to make me feel better if I can make somebody else feel smaller. Man, get fucked.
Folks, there's a whole network of therapists out there.
Yes, seek help. Seek help. Because it's thick out here. It's fucking thick out here. And it's disgusting. And it's disturbing.
Listen, we're not saying that... Laura and I are actively pro-choice. Actively. Without question. Without remorse.
No.
And with confidence.
Yes.
And everybody in our circle, everybody that we keep, friend-wise...
Mm-hmm. Friend-wise.
is feels the same way.
Mm-hmm.
However, we are not going to come for you if you don't feel that same way.
But don't come for me.
We ask the same in return.
That's it. I just want some mutual respect for you. Don't have to agree with me. I'm not going to think of you poorly as a human being. If that's your choice, I can respect that with respect. There's that key word. There's nobody fucking has respect for anybody anymore. I shouldn't say nobody because that's a very generalized statement. But there's too many people out here who don't respect their fellow human being.
Yep. There's a lack of respect.
That don't respect the people that they say they care about, even for that matter. It's very, very simple. Stop reacting. Start thinking. Before you react, stop yourself. And the reason why I say that is because I'm guilty of it.
Sure.
I had to work at that.
Yes.
And I'm not perfect. I am far from a perfect fucking human being. I am far from it.
But that's why we don't throw stones in glass houses.
No. That's why when I see something I don't agree with, I just scroll. That's why when I'm having a bad day, I don't project it upon other people. If I am to blame for something, I'm to blame for that. It's not somebody else's problem. Don't stop pissing on your fellow human being because it's not going to be good for you. Good shit don't happen to bad people.
It's not going to. What does it really do for your life?
I don't know.
To piss on someone else.
I don't know. I don't know, but I promise you,
as someone who doesn't come back do that, it's hard for me to understand why other people do that.
And you're going to have to answer to a bigger being than
whoever that
Red
is.
Wine and Chaos hosts. I mean, I know we seem pretty... But, you know, God don't like ugly. You know?
None of them.
None of that ugly shit.
I'd go out on a limb and say that there is not a single God in the universe that likes ugly.
I don't care which God you pray to. I don't care if you don't pray to God. Maybe
none of them like ugly.
Whatever your higher being is, and none of them like ugly. Even if you a hoodoo priestess, bitch. Whatever you do, if it's fucking voodoo dolls and spells and everything else, they don't like ugly either.
No.
So stop wishing it upon other people. It don't take much to be a decent human being.
It really doesn't. And, you know, I know that we don't often get super political on here, but we live in a political time right now, and that's where it needed to go, and we needed to go there.
Because we're fighting for
us.
We're fighting for our loved ones. We're fighting for our kids. We're fighting for the woman walking next to us on the street.
I'm fighting for Ashley 5 years ago.
Yeah.
To be able to get the procedure that she got.
And I'm thinking about any woman who has to make that decision and has to live with that for the rest of their fucking life.
Again, because nobody's out here getting an elective abortion at 38 weeks. Not a single person. Late-term abortion is a false narrative. Stop saying it. Stop thinking it. Stop pushing it. That is bullshit.
Created by a political agenda.
That is bullshit.
Well, we got our soapbox, and we're not trying to be doom and gloom. Actually, to be honest with you, this what I'm trying to put the juju, the good stuff, out in the radio waves right now. Radio, streaming, radio's a little old school.
Internet?
It feels like internet waves, whatever. In the Google spaces, we're sending you all the love, light, and positivity that we can. Hoping for better days ahead of us for all of us, especially our ladies out here.
Keep fighting the good fight, you guys, and keep being nice to other people.
And if y'all need a ride anywhere to do whatever you need to do,
call us.
Because we will make a fucking amazing road trip out of it.
Man, the playlist alone. We'll even bring roadies. Don't tell the police.
She said it, not me. Maybe we'll just bring concealed bottles of wine, and then we'll have one, and we'll.
I mean, I didn't say we were going to pull out of the bottles. I'll figure it out.
Oh my God, she's straight chaos all the time. Because it's inevitable.
That's why there's roadies.
That's why there's Ashley.
Wine.
That's why there's red wine and chaos. That's how we were created.
You guys don't be a dick. Be nice to one another. And
spread love.
We'll see you next week. Yeah, we're going to pour another bottle.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Cheers.
Cheers. Love y'all.
Bye.